it's Jenny, and today's Real Funny Friends, John Heffron, coming back to Denver. Super excited. So you're going to be doing shows tonight, tomorrow, like all throughout the weekend at Landmark. And it has been about a year since you've been out here. And we've got this whole new setup over here.
I like it. I get all geeky tech talking to everybody behind the scenes. Not a lot of people realize you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you have 23 people working for you?
Oh, whatever.
Right? So that's why. But the show feels like it's just, just you and a friend.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that they have 23 or it's a few more of those guys just walked in.
Yeah.
But
it's funny because radio is now, it's now digital. It's all, and I'm sure you do this with comedy as well. It's not just about being live and in person in that show. It's all the other stuff that comes with it. All the other social medias.
And it makes it exhausting. As somebody who's done stand-up comedy for 35 years, what if you just don't want to do it? Like, I'm that guy. I'm like, I have comic friends where I go, have you ever just walked from the kitchen to the bathroom and not Instagram storied it? Like, have you made a sandwich
without taking a picture
doing
of it?
Or does everything have to be a reel? Or can you go a week or so where you don't have to show what's going on in my life? Here's or a silly dance. Like I'm 54 next week, and I'm becoming very stoic in the sense of my grandpa never would have done any of the stuff that I find myself doing online.
No,
it's. It's not a masculine. I'm not being toxic male about anything. I'm not gaslighting, but it's just some of it, and you see a lot of comics are like, hey, we're partying. Here's all the shots we did. Now we're going jet skiing. I'm like, I don't want to live a MTV 1992 episode of anything.
But imagine as well, like this is the thing is most of it's made up. Most of it's crap. Like I see people like they'll post things about how great their life is, and I'm like, sure, okay.
Yeah.
Whereas my posts are like, yeah, you know what? Today I tripped, I fell, I got locked in my car by a bee because I was too chicken to get out. Like those are like some real actual stuff. But
I have my
exhausting.
feed would be I have 2 bald eagles living in my front tree in front of my house, and I just point my phone up at them and just constantly. I probably have 9 hours of eagle videos. I'm like, I should just set up a ring cam.
There was one that was in Rocky Mountain National Park too, and people would go. Millions of people every day would go and watch this. And then one of the eagles cheated on the one and had do you remember that? And it was like this big deal.
I have a video. I won't pull it out, but so one eagle was just in the nest, and then the other eagle comes and they're cackalaking at each other. They are. And he or she, I don't know what their pronouns are, so I don't know who's who. I don't want to say it's the women always cackalaking at the guy. I don't know eagle, and they were yip-yapping at each other. And I was just making up the stories, where he's like, "What? I told you I'd be home at well, why do you smell like seagull? I don't what? I don't know.
Do it, man.
I was on a bus.
It wasn't me.
It
was the lady that works over. Yeah.
But it's funny. So I'll look up there, and then we made a butterfly garden, and so then little hummingbirds will come. I even have a hummingbird mask that I put on that they'll come right to my face. And then I have a hummingbird. So at one point I was looking at a hummingbird, then looking up at an eagle. And since we're talking about birds, let me tell you this. I know how birds talk now. I can listen. When doves take off, they make that, they make this noise. That comes from their wings. That's not coming from their throat. That's letting them know that there's danger around. If you see a blue jay, they go make Star Wars laser sounds. They go boom, boom, like really high pitched. And then robins, if you listen, they talk to themselves. So they'll sing, but they don't wait for a response. So they're like that edgy friend where they're like, do I want to go fly over there? Yeah, I guess I just will. Why wouldn't I? Well, because every time you get over there, you want to go. So you'll hear them having a conversation. And then chickadees, those little cute ones, they whistle. I can't whistle. They go. They'll go, hi, sweetie. So go, and then when they get nervous, they'll go chickadee. And then if they're really nervous, they'll go chickadee dee. And then if they go chickadee dee 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 chickadee dee 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 dee, Vanilla Ice is approaching.
there's a lot to digest in what you just said.
Yeah.
So first of all, a hummingbird mask, you actually seriously put
I
a
got
hummingbird mask on?
and then I also put the hummingbird flower right there. We got a couple.
Like, how do you go about purchasing said hummingbird mask?
I go to my phone and I go open Amazon, and then it appears. And
Did you
then
get to pick which kind of like hummingbird you are?
It's like a welder mask. No, it's not like a.
Yeah, it
it's
sounds
a
like a horror
welder's
movie.
mask with and you put the feeder right there, and they come up right up to your face.
So that was my
And
first
you see
question.
that
It's good
tongue,
to
and then
know.
you hope you don't get hummingbird herpes, if that's even a thing.
I would say it could be pink eye, maybe.
Pink eye.
Yeah, it sound like-
Definitely want to wash your hands after that, but it's
So how long have you been out on this remote farm with not very good internet? Because I feel like there's a lot of
it's a while,
backstory.
but I gotta say, like, I've given up my streaming services, like watching the birds.
This should be a whole entire podcast that you do every
Fight
week.
is way better than anything on, because there's things like hummingbirds are
Oh, yeah.
territorial. Then the blue jays come in and they only eat off
We
the
had
ground.
the geese giving birth out here,
Yeah.
and we were all invested in this. Like, it was Mark Schlereth from our sports station would go and feed her every day.
Yeah.
because she was right by the front door.
Geese scare me.
And then he'd like go over there and like
Yeah.
he was like, "Mah!" but like all against like the
Yeah.
glass, because he was too dumb to realize it wasn't another goose. It was just himself in the reflection.
Yeah, our porch, we've seen so you'll see wild turkeys come by, and then we have the bald eagles, and then we have every other type of bird, and then walking down our trail was a peacock, and I told my wife, I'm like, man, this bird seed I'm buying is awesome. Like, I got a feeling we're gonna see a
It's like Tone Loc.
we're gonna see,
They're
yeah,
coming out of the woodwork.
we're gonna see a pterodactyl. I think by the end of the day, whatever we're getting, I'm gonna go buy 20
I was
pounds or
gonna
more.
say.
This is like,
Well, in peacocks, we used to have them at the Denver Zoo, and they chase you. Like, they're kind of terrifying. They're beautiful, but they're terrifying.
What they do is they hide in trees, too, which is terrifying.
And then they drop down like
And
a ninja.
they could drop down.
no.
And then my neighbor, they have a bunch of lambs and all that stuff. And he goes, you know what? Your yard's big enough, and you have it's a bird sanctuary anyway. You should get these guinea birds. And one, being Italian, I'm like, it's a little
That's
racist.
a little racist, yeah.
But they all hang out in a group.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell if anything comes in your yard because they start cackling. And then I'm just like, the guinea birds are like, huh, look at this.
I was
Look,
gonna- look at this guy
bunny.
coming up on my
look at
property.
this Mr. Hoppity
Why
Hop.
are you
think
doing
you're
this?
gonna
Oh,
come
yeah.
through here? Huh?
You know what? I'm gonna tell
Do you have any
somebody.
business in this area? You're like, you just hear him like,
yeah.
what is this guy? The
Oh, yeah.
squirrel. Hey,
Hey,
squirrel.
Vinny,
why don't
Vinny,
you
go
come
tell
over
him.
here? Hey, squirrel, come over here with those nuts. Let me talk. Where'd you get those? You get those from our tree? So you think those nuts are yours? You're on my property from my tree. So maybe they're mine. So maybe you get me 10 nuts. You get to keep one. You put 9 away from like.
We can do this because we are Italian. And then he's
Yeah,
like, so
there's
how
that.
those,
And then I have groundhogs that then pop up. I don't know where.
They have the plague too.
What?
Groundhogs have the plague.
The groundhogs are a pain.
They
I
have the
know
plague,
PETA
too.
people are
Don't
like,
get
they're
bitten.
cute. They're not. They do a lot of damage. One tried eating our house. One on my Ring camera, I was in a Delta lounge, and I got a notification on my phone, and I looked, and the one groundhog ate through my screen porch and was sitting on my porch eating a pear, staring at my Ring camera. So everybody at Delta Lounge just saw me going, "You're dead. You're dead. I will kill you. Enjoy that peach. You are dead."
That's your last meal,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I have raccoons like that in my neighborhood. I'm like, they're not afraid of you. They're like, no, I'm just
Raccoons
gonna
are
do it."
scary.
Yeah.
Possums used to scare me until I realized they do a lot of good in your yard at night. They deal with ticks and mice and spiders and stuff. But every once in a while, you'll see a possum, by your trash can, basically their employee cafeteria. And everybody jumps, and the possum's like, "You don't know what happens out here. You're safe inside. I'm dealing with a lot of stuff. I'm going to have a piece of pizza. Move along, lady."
We need to do this podcast, like you and Mother Nature.
Chipmunks are
like,
jerks. Like chipmunks and squirrels are jerks.
Yeah.
They get in your walls,
They're like Alvin.
and they have illegal bowling tournaments and 80s trivia. It's a pain. It's a pain.
Oh my God. Well, you get to learn about all of this
Yeah.
stuff, kiddos and families. This is super awesome. I just learned so much from you. It's
Yeah.
not even funny.
The
But
birthday.
John Heffron going to be at Comedy Works Landmark. Go to comedyworks.com. Get tickets for tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night. He's going to be here all weekend. And I mean, I could hear you
got
do your
birds.
impersonations of all the animals all day.
Yeah, and I'm new to it too.
It's like Mystery Science Theater
Next
3000.
time you see
need
me,
to do it.
I'm gonna I'll bring animals on the show. I'll be like that guy on the Tonight Show that worked at the San Diego Zoo.
Yeah.
Like I'll have things. I'll
Yeah,
be like,
I like it.
here's an ostrich or an emu, whatever one spits at you.
See, Mother Nature hates me, so I'd do that, and then I'd get attacked by said ostrich.
Yeah.
Like that would be
Ostriches scare me too. Yeah. Yeah.
they scare everybody.
Yeah, those are scary. I'd rather see a pterodactyl.